Look, I know we've gone over a lot of negative stuff lately, and I wanted to clear the air a little bit with something that I found really funny. This went like mega viral on social media, like mega viral, Twitter, TikTok, like all over the place. And I thought we could inspire ourselves with a heartwarming story of the least insane slash pedophilic right winger. That's it. We found him. It turns out he was somewhere in a supermarket, and we caught video of this rare sighting. So basically, oh, you've seen this video before, but that doesn't mean it's not funny to watch again. So he's what is he throwing? He's throwing like Coors. It's not Bud Light. He's doing this because Dylan Mulvaney got paid for an Instagram ad or something. Oh, it's Busch Light. Okay. So this guy in a delirious haze, drunken, possibly off of Bud Light, who even knows, he came over here and he found another beer, a different beer, Busch Light.
Bruh.
And he took to the streets to defend America.
Oh, shit. Gee, what the Oh, that's why he's destroying.
You sure he isn't just crazy? No, as we've established, he's the least crazy Republican.
Why destroy the Busch Light, dude? Why?
Maybe he's pro Mulvaney? Because, oh yeah, he's like, I support Mulvaney so much that I'm going to destroy non-Bud Light beers to remove the competition. I'm the greatest soldier of transgenderism, going down to the supermarket to make sure American consumers don't even have a choice. Yeah, the Busch and Bud Light are the same company, but to be fair, the boycott is against Bud Light, not everything that the Anheuser-Buschhauser Corporation makes. Because if we follow that logic of if conservatives attempted to follow that logic on this ridiculous, petty, stupid, ineffective boycott, like how far do you think that would go? Speaking of, what's Anheuser's stock price right now? Stock, I think Bud is their thing. Guys, it's Jover. It's Jover. I'm just kidding. It's exactly back to where it was at the highest point. The dip lasted about 1 week, and it is now back at the highest point that it has been in a year, possibly more than a year. Okay. We're at the highest point we've been at since February of last year. So when you're looking at this big 5-year graph right here, you know, when you're looking at it, conservatives are, there we go, let's get it really, okay, just skip over all this crap. Okay. Conservatives can claim responsibility for, okay, this right here. Do you see where it goes down for a sec and then it goes back up to where it was? There we go. This is behold, the overwhelming cultural capital of American conservatism. Watch as they do the same thing the left did with Hogwarts Legacy. Oh, you love to see it. Hey, aren't they mad? They don't have me around for advice, huh? I warned the left. I didn't warn the right because I like it when they fail. And they did the same thing. It's the same thing, guys! Boycotts don't work. They never work. Except with very specific, very regionally targeted stuff, like the bus boycotts of the civil rights movement. But that's like an immediate, physical, local, tangible thing, not the entirety of the Bud Light Corporation. So there you go. Anyway, our warrior over here, our transgender soldier, doing his best to promote the stock of Anheuser-Busch, probably not knowing that it's the same company as Bud Light, by throwing all the Busch Lights onto the ground. Busch Lights.
Get his ass!
Salute!
Woo! Good job!
A warrior.
Got quite the crowd.
What is the accent of the person filming? Is that Canadian? Ooh, quite the crowd, eh? Wisconsin? That's like Canada.
He's in debt for life. You can't really see it that well.
Recommended videos. Automatic umbrella. Spanish. Home skipping rope to reduce belly fat. Nice. Portuguese. Do you seriously think any God-fearing, nation-loving American gives a single shit about the difference between Spanish and Portuguese? Do you think any of us care? Come on. Come on. Portuguese is just French Spanish? True! Anyway, the greatest soldier of transgenderism. Now it's time for us to drop that bit, because here's the part where I call him a pedophile. Online jail records show he was booked into the Shawnee County Department of Corrections on Tuesday, bond listed $5,000, on charges including felony criminal damage to property, battery assault, and exposing sex organs to another 16 years or older. Oh, want to see how he looks in the mugshot, by the way? Yeah, look at that. Incredible. How, like, okay, you tell me, all right? Look at this and tell me that you don't have any sympathy for 19th century eugenicists. I mean the non-racial ones, just the people who walked to work and saw guys like this looking back at them and were thinking, is there nothing we can do? Is there not something we can do? Like clenching their fist and a tear runs down their face at the sheer injustice of it all. Yeah, it's pretty wild. You know, it's pretty wild. I don't know why you wouldn't close your mouth for the mugshot. He's probably not all there. But hey, like I said, it's the greatest of the conservatives. We have I can't. I'm sorry. There is a broader political message here, by the way, and it is the fact that this clip went mega viral, and I've been seeing more of it lately too. I've been seeing so much. Okay, this sounds like a really trite way of like assessing popularity, and I acknowledge that. But when I see like big viral tweets from the right, or like whatever, Matt Walsh tweets something, it has 30, 40,000 likes. That's a lot, sure. But I feel like every day I see multi-hundred-thousand like tweets that are just very casually pro-trans or anti-conservative or anti-racist. And this is after Elon Musk took over Twitter and unbanned all the neo-Nazis. I genuinely feel like, you know, we're seeing kind of a snapping point here. I really genuinely believe that your average person, your average boomer, your average griller is going to just take stock of what's going on around them and is going to okay, look, you're in Topeka, Wisconsin. Is it Kansas? What state is this in again? Kansas. Okay, you're in Kansas, all right? You're drinking a tall, cool can of Bud Light. Okay? And you watch this. You're watching the TV and this comes up. You're on your boomer chair.
A Topeka man is behind bars tonight. He allegedly exposed himself to a teen at the Walmart right there on your screen. Topeka police said about 9 o'clock last night, officers responded out to reports of a disturbance there at the store on
That ain't right.
Wanamaker Road. When officials arrived, they said they found Dustin Kane of Topeka had been throwing things at people there in the store. And officials said they also learned that at some point he exposed himself to a teenager. TPD.
Glad that didn't get caught in the TikTok, I guess.
Officials said they did use force to arrest Kane, but a taser was not deployed. He was booked into the Shawnee County Department of Corrections on several charges.
Literal NPC name. Literal, your DM is trying to quickly construct somebody and like Google's like names, and it's just the top one is Dustin Kane.
Including lewd and lascivious behavior, exposing sex organs to another person 16 or older, and criminal property damage. He remains behind bars.
I was kind of hoping that this video would mention the Bud Light, like, culture war stuff. That did get mentioned elsewhere, by the way. Not just here. But, you know, I just, it's a war for the median voter, and this doesn't look good. Oh, yeah, speaking of Pedocon theory, which, as is the case, as seen in their deleted but also most correct tweet ever, said by the Gravel Institute, Pedocon theory is a theory the way that gravity is a theory. You know, it's Pedocon theory is a theory in the sense that we have bodies of literature describing it, not in that we don't think it exists. Yeah, more predictive power than Newtonian physics. Speaking of that, Stop the Steal organizer apologizes after being accused of asking teen boys for dick pics. This guy was a high roller, by the way. There are pictures of this guy with, I think, with President Trump. Yeah. Ally of former President Donald Trump. And Nick Fuentes, of course. Which is a shame because he's got like a pedo... Not a pedo, sorry. He doesn't have the pedo mustache, which I imagine as being sort of wispy and ethereal. He has that like pencil mustache, which I think should see a comeback. He has 3 times your jaw. Excuse me? You don't know what my jaw looks like. Though I will confess, I probably don't have a chin quite this pronounced. I'll admit that much. Shave it then? Maybe one day. We're on the 210 race. What is it, lads? Who was here for OKBV? 210 to June. June 210. Yeah. Anyway, a key figure in the pro-Trump Stop the Steal campaign has apologized after being accused of asking teenage boys for sexual pictures. What do you want to bet, by the way, that he wouldn't have apologized if it was teenage girls? You know? Who was the guy who said when it was found out he was attending orgies with underage girls, he was like, at least it's not boys. Wasn't that Italy? He was an Italian president. This was like a couple decades ago, wasn't it? Does anyone who I know I'm referring to a real Berlusconi? Is it Berlusconi? Gotcha. Yeah, that guy. This is too gay, Alexander said in a statement issued Friday night that addressed the allegations in broad terms. So there you go. Okay, I don't know. Everything that I just said, I said before reading this line. Alexander, who had described himself as bisexual in the past, added that he was, quote, battling with same-sex attraction. Right. More than that, too, it seems. I mean, this guy was a big deal. He was questioned by the January 6th committee. I apologize for any inappropriate messages I've sent over the years, Alexander wrote, adding later, when I've flirted or others have flirted with me, I've flexed my credentials, question mark, or dropped corny pickup lines. Other times I've been careless and should have qualified those coming up to me's identities during flirtatious banter at the start. My man has an army of Discord kittens. Rumors about Alexander's alleged sexual behavior towards young men have circulated in conservative online circles since at least 2015? 8 years ago? He doesn't even look that old. That's like a significant portion of his adult life. Okay. I'm telling you, they only care because it's younger men. He was exposed by Milo in an attempt to discredit Nick Fuentes. Milo discredits everyone. But they reached a new level late last month after Milo Yiannopoulos, the controversial British provocateur and one-time Alexander ally, turned on Alexander after Alexander and Fuentes pushed him out of a potentially lucrative position in West's nascent presidential campaign. Get owned. Milo has spent his entire career post admitting that he's okay with children being like bounced around and used by conservative movements for exactly as long as is efficacious before immediately turning around and backstabbing them. He's a sassy bitch. He really is. Truly, truly is. Yeah, catty gays stay undefeated. Sassy shooter. He is. Inside of Fuentes, no doubt. Yiannopoulos, whose own career as a far-right pundit, imploded in 2017 after remarks he had made on my boys, the drunken peasants. He had made downplaying the seriousness of pedophilia surface, claiming he has more damaging videos to release about Alexander and Fuentes. Yiannopoulos claims he's releasing... Alexander and Yiannopoulos are like fighting over underage boys. Claims he's releasing the video against Alexander because Alexander dropped Yiannopoulos' name to entice young men. What? Oh my god! I hadn't read that part of the sentence when I made the joke that they were fighting over young boys. I swear to God, dude. And in the next sentence, I will learn that I had an unknown great uncle with great wealth who passed away recently. What the f? One screenshot purports to show Alexander dangling the prospect of a meeting with Yiannopoulos to a teenage boy. Holy shit, dude. What the f? This is like fractal grooming. This is beyond regular. This is like holy shit. Oh my god. The Giga Groomers. Oh my god. Advanced Pedocon theory. Imagine your life that meeting Milo is something you aspire for. Yeah, like what's probably happening here. Okay. Nick Fuentes' fans are all 13 and closeted gay or trans. I'll not qualify this, but I am correct. Now, as neo-Nazi closeted gay 13-year-olds, this is like primo grooming material for people like Alexander and Yiannopoulos. But Yiannopoulos has a fancier last name than Alexander, which the gays are into. So it's possible that Alexander was kind of like dangling Yiannopoulos like a shiny keychain in what researchers might refer to as kind of a grooming ladder. Originally from Dallas, Alexander pleaded guilty to felony property theft in 2007 and felony credit card abuse in 2008. Okay. All right. While Duncan was in 2017, Aiden Duncan, okay, a 15-year-old boy in Colorado interested in right-wing politics, sent Alexander nude pictures after the MAGA activist asked him for them, according to a... Well, that's straightforward. According to an account Duncan gave in a March 2023 podcast appearance. While Duncan was just a high school sophomore, Alexander was a 32-year-old with a decade of political work for the Republican Party. A decade of forging his in the fires of the GOP. You'll have me sharing my entire network with you, Alexander told Duncan, according to Snapchat screenshots reviewed by the Daily Beast. Okay, I don't think being gay is degenerate, but they do. And the idea of this being like an underground network of gay pedophilia where you're trying to bait young neo-Nazis by saying like yeah, dude, it's a long ladder to the top and it starts with being groomed by me. Genuinely insane. Holy shit. It's actually again, Pedocon theory is a theory the way gravity is a theory. Oh, so this is why Fuentes accused Milo of rape. Fuentes accused Milo of attempted rape like 1 week ago. Literally, on Telegram, he was like, I had to beat him off with a stick. Yeah, just a couple days ago. This is also Pedocon theory. What? Florida GOP donor DeSantis ally under investigation weeks before death, authorities say. What? But why? What was the reason? The authorities were examining allegations of sexual misconduct. Uh-huh. But is this how'd he die? I don't know. The girl's father would not take his bribe to stay quiet. Oh, shit. Seriously? Was that what it was? Oh, he died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That's unsubtle. That sounds about right, Ginger Trash. Oh, here we go. Sturman, because again, this is about pedocon theory. Sturman was being investigated over allegations he attempted to coerce an underage girl to show him a photo of her breast by offering her Taylor Swift tickets. Jesus. According to a report, the girl then arrived at Sturman's office to return the tickets. Sturman allegedly demanded that showed him her breasts in person and refused to allow her to leave until she did so. The teenage girl was eventually allowed to leave, and she told her father about the incident. Sturman then allegedly offered to pay a 5-figure payment to keep the incident a secret, which the father refused. Sturman was found dead a few days later. Wow, that's pretty f***ing open and shut. I just think it's worth pointing out that I still have heard, like, basically nothing about, like, drag queens grooming or abusing children, and not a day goes by without me hearing about some Republican official being caught, or some, like, church minister or some shit, all the time. Pedocon theory is a theory like gravity is a theory. Okay, and this guy's also a pedo. Gotcha. From Alexander, boundaries are cool, allowed to say no. However, the less you deprive me of, the less I deprive you of. Rolling with me, Alexander wrote, according to the message. Mostly, I'll have an entourage. Depends. Ha. I mean, oh God, is he one of those psychopaths who, like, types out like talks like this with like the short stops? Okay. I mean, it depends. If it's me babysitting you during the day, then no, I don't have kids. If it's something, why would you use this line when you're literally talking to a 15-year-old? If it's something more entertaining, then maybe. All depends on what we're up to. No matter what, I'll let you meet Milo. There's probably 5 people introduced to him, but who will be my arm candy? The one with me always in VIP and in/out. Well, that is to be determined by the boy who plays his cards the most correct. Ally of Donald Trump, by the way. This guy wasn't some nobody. Yeah, this is the sect. Like, we order them appropriately, The guy who shot himself in the head in the car because the father of the underage girl he sexually harassed wouldn't accept his bribe is the third least Republican, and it just goes down from there. Why can't they just people who aren't underage? Because then they wouldn't be conservatives. The moment you touch 18-plus-year-old, it's all over for you. The conservatism just evaporates from your brain. Or dick, because they're gay. In an appearance last month at a podcast hosted by white supremacist Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer still does stuff? Duncan claimed that Alexander wanted him to fly to Texas and, quote, be his intern. Again, he was 15, assuring the teenager the boy could just lie to his parents and say he was going to a swim meet. But Alexander had grown frustrated by May 2019, claiming the still underage Duncan wouldn't send him, quote, good jack-off material, end quote, according to the screenshots. You don't even send me videos anymore, Alexander wrote, according to the message. No good jack-off material. Don't even want to be my side piece. Duncan, this is the groomed gay alt-right child, now 21, has since become a relatively high-profile member of Fuentes' America First movement. Oh, here's a story of another underage person, the 17-year-old conservative TikTok star. Alexander moved, quote, oddly quickly towards discussing sex with the teenager. Show me your eggplant emoji, Alexander wrote, according to the messages. What's that, Johnston said, a victim of grooming, trying to give the adult he's messaging a chance to back out of this. Oh my God, Dick, Alexander wrote back, not understanding the context of the conversation that he was having. Johnston said he refused and quickly blocked Alexander. A friend of Johnston's publicized the screenshot, which began circulating in conservative circles. Alexander took to a video live streaming app to defend himself. You can have any conversation you want with somebody who's 17, Alexander said. I guess that's a strategy that you can take to defend yourself. You can just cross your arms and be like, it's fine. Ironclad defense. Nick Fuentes personally asked me to apologize to Alexander for supposedly faking the messages. So Nick Fuentes was backing the pedophilia shit. And this is all being said on Richard Spencer. Okay. In exchange for disowning the eggplant exchange, according to Johnson, Fuentes and Alexander offered to get him a job in politics. Okay, so Nick Fuentes is openly working with pedophile Alexander to silence the grooming victims in exchange for political clout. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, incredibly, Richard Spencer legitimately has better optics than everyone involved in this. That's crazy. This isn't even the first time Fuentes' racist group has been dogged by accusations of inappropriate sexual behavior regarding children. In August, Fuentes' associate Alejandro Richard Velasquez Gomez, I remember this, was arrested and charged with possessing child pornography. Latino Zoomer, I remember. Man, it just keeps happening and 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 happening, and the Pedocon theory and the Pedocon theory and the Pedocon theory and the Pedocon theory. Non-stop. Non-stop. Here's more evidence of the Pedocon theory. This tweet is from today. Oh yeah, of course. This feeds it. Like this is the like ideology under the Pedocon theory.
She cried and begged for a little sister or a baby.
I don't even want to listen to it. Laura Streitman, Cincinnati Right to Life leader, on the 10-year-old girl who was raped and went to Indiana for abortion. While a pregnancy may have been difficult on a 10-year-old body, a woman's body is designed to carry life.
And while a pregnancy might have been difficult on a 10-year-old body.
Audio desynced. I like how she looks evil. I seriously, like, the more I do this, the more I think it's all black and white. They're evil, we're good. You look at them, how do you know they're evil? Their faces are evil. They look evil. They look like demons because they are demons. Like, it's very straightforward, you know? It does rot them, yeah.
A woman's body is
Look at this. Every
designed
it's not even like a single freeze frame.
to
Okay, I guess here she's blinking. She still looks horrifying.
carry horrible. I'm sorry.
Have things that are accurate on this record, and that is simply untrue. It was reported. So let us not continue to spread disinformation time and time again about certain families' personal issues that they have dealt with in terms of a 10-year-old rape victim being raped and child sexual abuse. I take extreme offense to that on behalf of the family and the poor 10-year-old who is subjected in that way to being raped at such a young, tender age.
Pedocon theory. Oh, positivity. That's right. Guys. I have been seeing more and more high-profile acknowledgments of the pedocon phenomena. Again, median voter, okay? It really does not look good for the far right, or for the right at all, that shit like this keeps happening. It happens really openly. They can't hide it. They can't cover it, because this is who they are. They're evil. They're demons. This is not good median voter material. Okay, it's just not. It's just not. Okay, we're going back to the average Kansas boomer. If you fed this Daily Beast article about Pedocon, alt-right, America First, whatevers to your average Kansas boomer sippy, they would melt and then they would vote Democrat.